Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and another week of dinner ideas for you. Tonight I am just going to be making kind of like spaghetti, kind of like lasagna. It's very basic, it's nothing fancy, and I'm just going to show you what I'm using. I'm using these shells instead of like lasagna noodles. They're just quicker and easier, and I'm going to layer it just like lasagna. This is my favorite pasta sauce. I just got a big one because one isn't enough. Two is too much, but this was a good size. I'm not gonna use all of that. And then I have two things of cheese. I don't think I'm gonna use all of that, but I might. And we like this Sargento shredded mozzarella. And then over here I have just a half a pound of ground chicken. You could use ground chicken or ground beef, whatever you use, whatever you want. My water is boiling here, and I'm just gonna cook my pasta, and then I'm gonna layer it all together. So now I'm just going to layer everything together. I used about 2/3 of this container of sauce, this big one. So I'm just going to layer the noodles and then the meat sauce and then the cheese. And we don't like cottage cheese, or I don't like ricotta cheese, so I don't put that in my lasagna usually. So just going to have mozzarella cheese. Now I'm just going to sprinkle some Italian seasoning on top. And now it's ready to go in the oven. Alright, so there's dinner tonight, and it is definitely not low carb tonight, but I'm only going to have the pasta, I'm not going to have the bread. But this is very simple, easy, much easier than lasagna. So that's dinner tonight. Okay, so tonight we are going to have some sloppy joe, and then I'm making this broccoli casserole. I've made the carrot casserole before, and this is just exactly the same, only I'm using broccoli instead of carrots. This is a bag of frozen broccoli that I put in the microwave and thawed it out. It's not completely cooked through, but it is softer, and I was able to chop it up. And it's about 1/4 of an onion. And then I'm just gonna add some of these panko seasoned breadcrumbs, about maybe 1/4 of a cup or so. And then this is about 8 ounces of cheese, but I'm not gonna use all of this. Probably about 6 ounces of cheese, and I'm just gonna mix this together with my hands. So now I'm just going to add some butter on the top of this, and then I'm going to cook it at 350. I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to take. It's not going to take as long as the carrots because they were not cooked at all, and this broccoli is softer. It's not fresh broccoli, it's frozen. So I'm going to start at 30 minutes, and then I'll go from there and see how much longer we need. Okay, so while that cooks, I'm browning. For us, I don't use a whole pound of meat. This is about 3/4 of a pound of ground chicken. Of course, you could use ground beef, whatever. And I'm just going to be using this Manwich Bold Sloppy Joe mix. I don't usually use this, but it was just quick, and it looked good when I was at the store, so I'll be making Sloppy Joes to go with the broccoli. So I'm not going to add this whole can because I don't have a whole pound of meat, but maybe 2/3 of it. That's plenty. Okay, so here it is plated up. I ended up cooking the broccoli for about 40 minutes. I added 10 minutes on, and to me it looks perfect now. And this is my plate because I am trying to do the low carb thing and not have the buns. So this is Marion's, and that is dinner tonight: sloppy joe and broccoli casserole. Okay, so tonight we are going to have what we call at the Mexican restaurant here talavera. I don't know if you have that at where you live, but it's called talavera, and it's basically just like a Mexican rice with grilled chicken on top and then a white cheese queso over the top. So I'm going to be making it. I'm going to be making Missy from The Welder's Wife her version of queso. It's just these white American cheese slices, some green chilies, and some half and half, and cumin. Also, I need to get the cumin out. And then I'm going to make my homemade Mexican rice. I'm using this basmati rice, and then I use some butter. This is the butter that I love, and garlic, lots of garlic and butter, and taco sauce, and then I throw that in my rice cooker, and then I'm just going to grill up some chicken to go on top. Okay, so I want to get my Mexican rice started first, so I'm just going to heat this pan up. I don't measure. I'm going to be making about 3 cups uncooked rice, so I kind of put a lot of butter. I think that like that's the key to making this taste like the Mexican restaurant, is lots of butter and garlic. So I'm just going to brown the rice a little bit in a pan with the butter and garlic, and then I'm going to transfer it all to my rice cooker. I'm just using this squeezed garlic. It's just so nice, and really it needs a lot. It makes it taste so much better. So now I'm going to add my dry rice to this, and I always use this little cup that came with my rice cooker, and I fill this about, for every cup you fill this almost to the top with rice, and then 1 full cup of water. So I'm going to do 3 cups uncooked. And then I'm just going to brown this a little bit. It doesn't take long, and you do have to watch it so it doesn't burn, but this is, to me, the closest I can come to the Mexican restaurant rice that is so delicious. Okay, so you can see it's starting to brown a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to my rice cooker. Okay, so in here I've added 3 cups of water, and then I'm going to add about a half a jar of this taco sauce. I like the mild, but you could get any kind of taco sauce. I just always use this. This is what gives it that same flavor. So I just dump about a half of that in, and now I'm going to dump the rice, and it does like bubble up, so if you do this, don't be afraid when it sizzles up like that. I'm just going to stir this together, and then I'm going to turn this on, and it takes about 20 minutes for this to cook. While the rice is cooking, now I'm just going to cook these tenderloins on the stove. Okay, my chicken's done. I took it off the stove and I chopped it up just roughly in kind of big chunks, and then I just put a little water in here to get the stuff off the bottom, and now I'm just going to let this sit until the rice is done. And I'm going to take the same pan that I browned the rice in, and I'm going to make my queso. So if you, this recipe is not my recipe, it is Missy from The Welder's Wife. She makes it a lot, and I've made it before and my family really loved it. So you just take a cup, about a cup of half and half, and you're going to put that in your pan, and then you're going to take 12 slices of white American and just stick them in there while that is warming, and then these will melt. And if your cheese is too thick, you can add more milk, or if it's too thin, you can add more cheese. Okay, now it's looking a little thicker. So I just want to let you know, 2 of my favorite What's for Dinner YouTubers are The Welder's Wife, Missy, and then Mandy at Mandy in the Making. She does some really great, she literally has the most beautifully filmed what's for dinner videos. I don't know if she watches my channel or not, but Mandy, if you do, your what's for dinner videos are definitely goals. She has obviously helped filming them, like her husband or her son or something, but they're just beautiful. I love watching her. So if you're looking for some other great ideas, make sure to check out those two channels. So now I'm just going to add a can of green chilies to this. This was what makes it so delicious. And then about a teaspoon of cumin, but I'm just going to eyeball it. So I just whisked it really good to get that cumin mixed in. It wasn't wanting to mix in. Okay, so now I'm just going to layer it together like they do at the Mexican restaurant. Just put the rice first. Then I'm going to add the chicken on top. And then the cheese dip on top of this. And that is talavera for dinner tonight. Okay, so for dinner tonight we're gonna have kind of like tacos or taco salad or whatever anybody wants to make, but I'm using this taco kit only because I couldn't find these Doritos taco shells by themselves, but this came in the kit and it came with the taco seasoning already in it, and it also came with taco sauce. So I am gonna put these in the oven and just get them crispy. It only take about 5 minutes. And then I have some of the leftover rice from the talavera, and then I have some cheddar cheese and some some pepper jack shredded up. I also have black beans and corn, and then I have some iceberg salad and some tomatoes. So I'm just browning up a pound of ground chicken right now, and then I'm going to add the taco seasoning, and then I'm just going to lay it out and let everybody make whatever they want. Okay, so this is ready now. I'm just going to add about 1/4 cup of water and the taco seasoning. Okay, so everything is cooked, and for me, I think I'm just gonna make a taco bowl. So I'm just gonna I was gonna make a taco salad, but I'm gonna use up this rice. And I'm just gonna make mine, and then I'm gonna make tacos, I think, for everybody else. So there's my taco bowl, and Marion just wanted some tacos with, I put the pepper jack cheese on his with tomatoes, and then Jackson's just has the cheddar cheese and meat, and then Elena will come make her own whenever she's ready.